Can I be honest with you? I really don't like how society demonizes video games.
But honestly, every single time you play video games, your life does get worse.
Tell me, oh, but you don't understand. Gaming helps me socialize.
And how they look at us like pariah. Majority of the world doesn't recognize gamers' true potential. They think we're just a bunch of man or woman child refusing to grow up. But it can't be more wrong. Gamers have untapped potential that when activated could probably be the most OP build the world will ever see. If you think about it deeply, gamers aren't just playing games. We're also training ourselves unknowingly in strategic thinking, decision making under pressure, and mental resilience. Because these aren't just gaming skills. These are real world power-ups. They're buffs. But if gamers are so overpowered, then how come not many of us are dominating the real world? Today we're going to be talking about how us gamers can harness and leverage the traits and skills developed and cultivated through gaming, how we can use it to our own advantage in the real world, and what are the reasons that are holding us back. What's up, what's good, what's happening? My name is Arn. I'm the developer behind Yours Truly, which is a game about self-discovery, healing, and becoming who you truly are. And it's available for wishlist on Steam. You see, I'm a gamer first, I'm a game dev second, and I'm a gym rat third. And I've recognized the skills and traits I've developed through gaming as an asset. I use it all the time. I use it in my ambition and to hopefully make and release a successful game. And I plan using these skills to achieve my dream. I use it in my creative process, learning color theory, learning storyboarding, learning how to write a script, a narrative for the game, learning instruments, and etc. I also use it in social interactions, recognizing and navigating conversational and social patterns to build relationships. And I definitely use it to get stronger in the gym and to build an aesthetic physique. So what gamer traits are actually overpowered in the real world? There's 8 that I can think of. And the first one is the constant exposure to the unknown. A new level, a new map, an enemy that you've never seen before, a new meta. And to be honest, pretty much any new game you play is an unknown. And here's the kicker. The brain doesn't fully distinguish between simulation and reality. That means that every in-game decision feels real to the nervous system because the brain doesn't really rely on what's objectively real. It reacts to what you perceive as real. If your senses are engaged and your attention is focused, the brain treats the experience as significant, whether it's happening in a physical environment or on the screen. Like how your heart races when you're playing a horror game, or when your palms sweat when you're fighting a hard boss, and when you feel frustrated and elated whenever you win or you lose. Even though you know that you're just playing a game. Your amygdala, your prefrontal cortex, and your motor system still react like it's real because the stakes feel real at the moment. And because immersion triggers real emotional and cognitive processing, highly immersive games activate real-world cognitive functions like emotional regulation under pressure, pattern recognition in complex environments, strategic thinking under uncertainty, and split decision making. All of this trains the brain in the same circuits it would use in real life, like negotiating, competing, or managing emergencies. Actually, studies in virtual reality shows this clearly. For example, soldiers, police officers use simulations to train for scenarios or combat. Therapists use VR to treat phobias or PTSD, and pilots and surgeons use simulations to develop their skills in the field. Why? Because the brain doesn't need reality to learn. It just needs real engagement. The result, gamers get way more experience than normal people. They get way more reps, mental experience, emotional experience, and strategic experience. And over time, we become experts in thinking on our feet, which is exactly what the real world demands. The second one is min-maxing and optimization. It's no secret that gamers are obsessed with efficiency, and that's not by accident. In many games, especially in RPGs, strategy, and online competitive titles, every point you invest, every upgrade you choose, every move you make has a cost. So you learn to maximize what works and minimize what doesn't. And that's called min-maxing, which is short for minimizing weaknesses and maximizing for strength. And whether we realize it or not as gamers, we become experts at it. It's not just about picking the best gear, it's also a mindset. How can I get the most impact with the fewest actions? What path leads me to highest return over time? How do I stack bonuses to break the system in my favor? This kind of thinking is essentially systems engineering. It's just happening on a controller or a keyboard instead of a whiteboard. In the real world, this becomes productivity, time management, smart decision making, or smart financial planning. Even knowing when to say no because it's not the optimal path forward is min-maxing. Setting boundaries is min-maxing. If you know how to craft the perfect build, theory craft the endgame, or dominate an economy system in-game, guess what? You already have the mind of a strategist. You just need to apply it outside the game. Third one is pattern recognition. This boss swings 3 times and pauses. This platform has a perfect rhythm. The sound cue means something's gonna attack me or something's gonna happen. See, gamers don't guess. They observe, analyze, and decode. Whether it's a boss fight, a hidden puzzle, or a trap-filled dungeon, gamers are constantly being trained to look for patterns within the noise. And they're not reacting random. They're building an internal model of the system and predicting what's next. Over time, this becomes second nature. This ability doesn't stay in the game, it also shows up in real life. Spotting bugs in complex systems, recognizing patterns in markets and trends, reading behavioral and social cues, even predicting outcomes in negotiations, sports, or strategy. Where others see chaos, gamers see systems. Where others get overwhelmed, us gamers look for loops, rules, and cycles. Gamers learn to trust their pattern instincts, fast, accurate, and often subconscious, especially in a world flooded with complexity and information overload. So the next time someone says that gaming is impractical, in a world full of noise, those who see the patterns first wins. The fourth one is resilience. There's a reason why the Souls games You Died is very iconic, because gamers lose a lot, like a ton. They get one-shotted by bosses, they miss a jump, they get sniped, they wiped in raids, they fail a puzzle after puzzle, and they lose rank, they lose loot, they lose hours of progress. But they don't quit, they don't walk away. Instead, they adapt, they rethink their strategy, they take the L, analyze where they went wrong, formulate a new strategy, and try again. Because to a gamer, failure isn't failure, it's feedback. Every death is data, every setback is part of a learning loop, which is you try, you fail, you adjust, and then you try again, and then eventually you win. That's just not a gaming mechanic, that's a mindset. In the real world, most people fear failure. They avoid it, they take it personally, they use it as an excuse to quit. Gamers, they're trained since childhood to fail and move forward, to keep getting better, and to keep going. This resilience, this ability to take a hit, is very rare and probably one of the most valuable traits in the real world, especially now when life moves fast, uncertainty is constant, and rejection is common. Most people spend years learning how to bounce back. Gamers, they do it every time they reach the main menu. And remember that the brain doesn't care if it's real or not, it just needs engagement. Number 5 is risk versus reward thinking. Every moment in a game is a calculation. Do I go all in with low health, or retreat and regroup? Do I spend gold now to power up early on, or save for something game-changing later? Do I stick around to farm just a little more, or rotate and secure the objective? Gamers face dozens of micro decisions every session, and each one is a lesson in trade-offs. They learn to assess limited resources, time pressure, incomplete information, and still make a call. This kind of thinking isn't just about games. It's the same mental muscle that great leaders use, managing consequences and acting with intent. And this trait transfers directly into real life, whether you're managing a team, planning an investment, negotiating a deal, or mapping out your career path. The ability to calculate risk and rewards quickly and clearly is critical. People who can weigh options under uncertainty and still make confident decisions stand out. In business, leadership, and every aspect of life, and gamers build this mental muscle naturally every time they hit play. So the next time you hesitate over a decision or a tough choice, remember the strategic risk-taking mindset you sharpen in games is exactly what helps leaders in the real world. The sixth trait is adaptation to change. One week, your build is unstoppable. The next, it's been nerfed to the ground. The strategy that won you every match yesterday now gets you wiped. The boss that used to be predictable now teleports, create clones, or has a phase 2. I really hate phase 2s. In gaming, everything changes because of updates. The meta shifts, the rules evolve, the strategies that work no longer do. And most gamers don't freeze or rage quit. This trains a rare kind of mental agility, the ability to let go of what used to work, to reassess the situation, and move forward with a brand new strategy almost immediately. And this is equivalent to how tech industries reacting to new AI tools, businesses pivoting during a crisis, creative adjusting to the new algorithms, and employees learning new tools in a job. In today's world, change is constant, which is a paradox, right? New technologies, new systems, new market demands, new trends, entire industries shifting overnight. And those who cling to the way things used to be gets left behind. And gamers are mentally trained to stay calm in flux. They just don't survive change, they thrive in it. In a fast-moving world, adaptability isn't optional. It's almost a superpower, and gamers have had it on cooldown for years. The seventh trait and skill I can think of is deep focus. In the modern age, we live in a world of constant distraction. Notifications, scroll loops, pop-ups. Most people can't focus for more than a few minutes. But gamers, they know how to go deep. They'll spend hours grinding XP, perfecting mechanics, repeating a boss for the 100th time, all without breaking concentration. This isn't just playing, this is training. Training the mind to stay with the task, resist distractions, and enter what psychologists call the state of flow. Because flow is where the real work happens. It's where creator creates, coders build, writers finish chapters, and entrepreneurs find breakthroughs. It's not just about passion, it's about sustained attention. Gamers build this muscle daily, not through force, but through voluntary intensity. Because they want to win. They want to master the challenge, they want to level up. In an economy where attention is currency, focus is a superpower. We've been training it for years without even realizing it. And finally, the eighth trait is data-driven strategy. Gamers don't just play games, they also analyze data. Weapon damage, frame data, cooldown timers, buff durations, DPS. It's second nature to gamers to look at numbers and data, to spot what's working, tweaking the build according to the data, and formulate strategies based on numbers. This is data-driven thinking. And gamers do it all the time. They just call it meta, loadouts, or builds. But underneath, it's analytics, it's systems thinking, it's performance optimization. In the real world, this mindset is gold. Whether you're making a business decision or planning on creating a product or optimizing workflow, you need to know how to read data, analyze it, evaluate it, and act on it. And gamers do this intuitively. They ask what's working, what's broken, what gets the best result. That's just not gaming, that's operational thinking. This data fluency and strategic planning. So while others avoid numbers, gamers know that they can use them to win. They just don't trust their gut, they also trust data. And in our world, it's ruled by systems and metrics. And that's a serious advantage that you can have. So if gamers are all amazing at these things, then what holds them back? Well, it's the lack of translation. What do I mean by that? Gamers master complex systems, but only inside a game. Gamers don't realize that they're already strategists, tacticians, leaders, and engineers. They just don't always see it because they believe that these skills only live inside a game. They'll organize a 20-man raid, coordinate the roles of each party members, manage resources for said raids, and solve mechanics on the fly. But they won't call that project management. They'll spend hours tweaking loadouts, crafting builds, balancing stats for optimal output, but never call that systems engineering. They'll read opponents, adapt to team dynamics, shot call in high pressure moments, and never call it leadership or emotional intelligence. Gamers don't translate their traits and skills in-game into real-world confidence because no one ever taught them that solving a raid boss is similar to solving a business problem, or that running a guild is training for leadership and entrepreneurship, or that reading meta is similar to reading the market and trends. I think as gamers we need to reframe our skills and think that life is just another RPG. For example, your career is your main quest. Your health, mindset, and relationships, those are your skill trees. Your finances, your assets is your inventory system. And networking is your party members. And side quests are the events in life that teach you new skills and unlock opportunities. The same mindset that help you win in games, planning, learning, adapting, collaborating, optimizing, can also be applied outside the screen. You're not just a gamer, you're a strategist, a systems thinker, a problem solver. We just need to see life as the ultimate open world challenge. One where the grind does level you up. Another reason that holds back gamers into becoming an overpowered build is they fear leaving the comfort zone. In games, the rules are clear. You know the objective, you get instant feedback. Win or lose, you learn something. And there's a lot more things you're in control of. You miss a shot, you try again. You say the wrong thing in the dialogue, you can reload. If you die, you can respawn. It's safe, it's a lot more predictable, it's a lot more structured, and a lot more formulaic. It's essentially controlled chaos that you can master. But in real life, it's messy, a lot more unpredictable. There's no quest markers, no guaranteed respawns, and no tutorial for how to land that career, or fix that relationship, or start the dream project. So what do many gamers do? They stay inside the simulation, where they feel powerful, the progress is visible, the failure doesn't sting quite as much, where the stakes are high, but the consequences are low. But here's the truth, and this is quite cliche. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. We all know that. It happens in chaos. It happens when you don't know what you're doing, but you try to do it anyways. In games, you level up by taking risk and pushing into harder content. And it's the same in real life. That awkward conversation you've been trying to avoid, that's XP. The job interview you're nervous about, that's a boss fight. The dream project you're afraid to start because of failure, it's your main quest. You've trained your cur in many virtual worlds for years. Now it's time to take it outside the screen. The third reason that holds gamers back, and I think is one of the biggest one, is external judgment. You're wasting your life, go outside and touch grass, turn that thing off and do something useful. As gamers, we hear it all the time since we were kids. From parents, teachers, partners, and society. Gaming is treated as a hobby at best and an addiction at worst. And the message is clear. Gaming doesn't count, so we don't count. But here's the irony, right? While others aimlessly scroll through their phones or watch TV, very recently, streamers and YouTubers are making millions. And the gaming industry is the largest entertainment industry. It's bigger than sports, music, and movies combined. While other people are obsessing with sports and dramas and scrolling through social media, us gamers were solving complex problems, leading teams, learning risk management, resource allocation, pattern recognition, and resilience. That's not wasting time, that's entertaining ourselves and training at the same time. But when enough people tell you that it doesn't matter, you start to believe them. You downplay your intelligence. You assume that your knowledge doesn't transfer in the real world. You stay quiet in rooms where you should be voicing your knowledge, or maybe you should be even leading. Not because you're incapable, but because you've been taught to undervalue your experience and your skills. But here's the truth. Gamers are already elite thinkers. They just haven't been taught to frame it that way. The same kid who coordinated 20-man raid could coordinate a startup team. The person who tracked down cooldowns, buff durations, DPS, combat logs could master data analytics. The person who reads new maps, meta shifts, and enemy behavior could be a strategist, a developer, or an entrepreneur. So what's the fix? It's not about gaming less. It's about realizing that gaming taught you more than you think. We should own our skills and reframe our mindset. Number 4 is dopamine addiction. It's probably one of the biggest ones too. Games could be designed for many things, but you can for sure assume one, and that's to keep you playing. Loot boxes, instant wins, flashy effects, constant feedback. Every second you're being rewarded, maybe not by loot, but by feedback from the system, with sounds, visuals, progress bars, and points. And your brain, it loves it. It floods it with dopamine, that feel-good chemical that tells you to keep playing. But here's the problem. Real life doesn't work that way. There's no XP bar that fills up whenever you finish studying. There's no victory visuals like fireworks whenever you make your bed. You don't level up after eating healthy for a day. In real life, the rewards are slow, they're subtle, and they come after a lot of effort, not during. That's where gamers really struggle. We're so used to quick wins that we lose patience in long games. The fix? Gamify your life. Seriously, turn your goals into quests, track your streaks, reward yourself for consistency, make progress visible, even if it's just crossing off a habit tracker. Because working out, that's grinding your stats, your strength, your stamina, and your vitality. Reading, that's increasing your wisdom and your intelligence. Saving money, making money, that's inventory management or playing the auction house in World of Warcraft. Building a business, that's a boss fight with a very delayed loot. Treat your life like the ultimate RPG. Because it is. No one's gonna drop loot for you. You'll have to earn it. And the best part, the rewards in real life are real. Confidence, mastery, freedom, health, fulfillment, they just take way longer to drop. But trust me, it's worth the grind. Number 5 is lack of direction. Gamers thrive with structure. Because I can tell you, as a game developer, games are very structured, very formulaic, as I said earlier. A mission, a waypoint, a map, a clear objective. In games, you always have an idea what to work towards. Even if it's hard, it's clear. But in real life, it's a blank screen. No quest markers, no glowing arrows, no NPCs to tell you what to do next. And without structure, even the smartest people like us gamers can feel lost. It's not that you're lazy, it's not that you lack potential. It's that no one ever gave you a main quest. And choosing a main quest is self-assignment. And to fix this, you have to define the main quest yourself. What's the big mission you want to work towards? Fitness? Freedom? Mastery? Financial freedom? Relationships? Break it down into quest logs. And the required skills for it, break it down to skill trees. Health, relationships, career, creativity, finance. Each one can be leveled up. Set daily objectives. Do small, actionable tasks. Do the things that you can actually do today to get you closer to the next level. Because here's the truth about gamers. They're not lazy. Like I said, they have a lot of potential. And gamers are not unmotivated. They just haven't accepted the main quest yet. Once you give yourself a mission, something clicks. You go from passive to purposeful. From drifting to grinding. From lost to locked in. Life is the real open world game and it's just waiting for you to pick up the controller. Because I myself decided that I want to be a game developer. So every day I wake up and I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm telling you, man, it's a game changer. You know your main quest. And the final one is isolation. In a game, you're never alone. You've got teammates, you got guildmates, you got party members. The voice chat or Discord is buzzing with strategy, with jokes, memes, and encouragement. You win together, you lose together. You belong. But outside the game, it's a different story for us. There's no pings, no party invites, especially as an adult. And many gamers tend to be introverts, so they feel isolated, misunderstood, and judged by the outside world. People don't see your discipline, they don't understand your mindset, they don't value what you've learned from gaming. And here's the problem. Isolation kills the momentum. Even the most capable person will struggle to grow in the wrong environment. And you just need to find your real life party. People who get you, people who challenge you, people who are creative, curious, ambitious like you, who has the same value as you. Whether it's a Discord server, mastermind group, local meetup, or just one good friend, your tribe is out there. Because when you're surrounded by the right people, you level up faster, you think bigger, you feel supported and unstoppable. Because here's the truth. You were never meant to solo this game. Even the toughest boss needs a party, and life's no different. In a game of life, community is the ultimate buff. So go find your party. And that's the last reason. You see, us gamers can be very overpowered, but only if we choose to be. We've already trained our mindset. We're strategic, resilient, focused, adaptable, analytical, and creative. We've been leveling up for years. We weren't just playing games, we were building our skills. Real skills. We were becoming something more, potentially something dangerous, something powerful. And now it's time to log into the real life, pick up the controller, and also remember that you're the main character of a story that you can only tell. I hope that I was able to help you identify what your main quest is, to reframe your reality as a gamer, and to help you be confident in your skills that you've cultivated through gaming. And I hope that we all start playing to win. Before I go, I want to ask, what's one gamer skill that you've used in real life, and how did it help you? Write it down in the comment section, and if this video resonated with you at all, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. But anyways, thank you for taking a time out of your day to watch this video, and hope to see you in the next one.